Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to the presentation of Universite Pantheon Assas. Today we'll be presenting the Assas International, which is the international branch of the university. We'll delve into more details about what the Assas International means. But first of all, I'm going to present you, tell you a bit more about the university. So our university is a public university. So one of the oldest university in France, which used to be known as La Sorbonne. And in the 70s, the Sorbonne was split into several campuses, and we are what we used to be known as Paris Pantheon Assas, Paris 2, and now we are known as Paris Pantheon Assas. So the particularity of this university is we are mostly a university of law. We also deal with economics, management, and so political science and communication, and other fields, I would say. But the core of our DNA is law. Earlier, I mentioned that we will be talking about the Assas International. So basically, the university is opened international campuses about 10 years ago in Dubai, Mauritius, and Singapore. And we are going to present what English programs the university is offering. Okay, so for the sake of our presentation today, we will be talking about programs that we are teaching in Paris and in Singapore. We will skip the programs that are being taught in Dubai and Mauritius. And before we proceed with presenting the programs, I would like to invite our participants to type in the chat what level of degrees are you looking for, whether it is a bachelor degree, a master degree, or maybe another type of degrees. So today we will be skipping the bachelor degree, which is taught in Dubai and Mauritius. We'll be focusing on the master degrees in Paris and in Singapore, as well as the summer school and the executive programs. And if we have more time by the end of the presentation, we can discuss more details about what level, what degree you are interested in. I think there are just a few numbers of you, so we can tailor-made the end of our presentation, right? Just before we proceed, I would like to clarify that LLB stands for a bachelor and LLM stands for a master's degree, right? So next is my colleague Bilal. He's going to present you the programs that are offered in Paris.
Thank you very much, Lucy, for this introduction about our university. Maybe if you can just show us the relevant slide for the LLM award, if that's possible for you.
Is it working for you?
I do not see it, unfortunately. Maybe I can share my own screen. But, yes, it's working. Yeah, the previous one, that will be great.
The previous one, all right.
Yeah. So thank you again for the words, and I'm very happy to be here and be able to present to you our LLMs that we are teaching here in Paris campus for our university, Paris Pantheon Assas. So we have two different LLM programs. The first one is the LLM Award. Award stands for Assas World Arbitration and Dispute Settlement. So it's an LLM that deals with the study of international arbitration. We do have more than 10 courses and 7 workshops for a total of 312 hours. So it's a very demanding program, but at the same time, you have a lot of insightful courses, a lot of insightful experiences with workshops. So you can see here that we have classes on international arbitration, energy disputes, commercial litigation, M&A disputes. And various also workshop on oral advocacy, on drafting skills. So very practical workshop done by practitioners, and most of the classes are held either at our in our buildings or in local law firms here in Paris. Maybe next slide, please, Lucy. So the LLM is for law graduates. So you need to have at least a bachelor degree and to be on your fourth year of studies. You have an in-depth studies of international arbitration. As I said earlier, course I delivered by well-known professor of our university, but also well-known practitioners. There is also a high diversity among students. We do have students from all over the world, and also we do not have any French student in our class to make sure that the diversity in our program remains very high. Of course, the program is 100% held in English. With regard to the city now, Paris is considered as the heritage of international arbitration for many reasons. The first one being that Paris is the home of world leading institutions on arbitration. And of course, all the big law firms in the world do have an office in Paris. In that sense, you will have unmatched job opportunities and networking in Paris. Maybe if you can go back to the previous slide. So maybe you can now have a look at the deadline for application. The application will start on the 1st of December 2022, so very soon, and then they will end on the 28th of April 2023. This year is the third intake, so next year will be the fourth intake. It will start on September 2023. And do not hesitate to reach out to me if you need any information. My contact is here. Thank you, Lucy. Maybe if you can move on to the next. Again. Next to the LLM award, we do have the we offer an LLM in international business law. The particularity of this LLM international business law is that we offer it in our 4 campuses: in Paris, in Singapore, in Dubai, and in Mauritius. In Dubai, the next intake will be on January 2023. In Paris, the next intakes will be on October 2023, for Mauritius on November 2023, and for Singapore on next January, and again on October 2023. But with regard to Singapore, my colleague Lucy will explain this more in detail a little bit very, very soon. We have the program are quite similar in all of our campuses. They are composed of these 10 modules that you can see on screen now. So international capital market, international contract, M&A. So very business focused, very international also. And in Dubai, we have a slightly different modules, because we have 2 modules that are different. One module on artificial intelligence and another on international company law. These differences are made to correspond with the special local interest of the city of Dubai. Next slide, please. Thank you. Most of our LLM's program aim at allowing students to deepen their mastery of a legal tool necessary for commercial relation in an international context. The diploma is developed by Pantheon Assas, which is most known university with regard to law in France, but the program are same as for the LLM award, exclusively taught in English. The structure of the program is articulated among around 10 fundamental lessons provided by local professors, but also local practitioners from Paris, from Dubai, from Mauritius, and from Singapore. Also, the local practitioners will be offering practical workshops on the same subject. So, as the program are quite similar, you will also have similar workshop, but with their own local specificity. We believe that this dual approach gives you the benefit of both the French theoretical teaching of renowned professor and the practical, more academic teaching of a practitioner. The program is in our sense, perfectly structured to allow young students fresh out their master degrees to attend and to develop their skill on international law and commercial law and business law. In Mauritius and Singapore, classes are even held during the evening, sometimes in order to be easily coordinated with the professional work. Next slide, please, Lucy. So why Paris? Why would it be interesting for you to come in Paris, to live in Paris and to study in Paris? Again, next slide, please. Well, of course, Paris is one of the most beautiful cities. I don't know if some of you have already had the opportunity to come and visit Paris, but wonderful city, many things to visit, and great experience to be able to live in Paris. Paris is also a very student-friendly city. We have more than, including Paris and the suburbs of Paris, more than, I think, 12 or 13 universities in Paris. So Paris is home of a lot of students. So you can feel really this student-friendly atmosphere within the street of Paris. If we go back now more precisely to the law, France is the birthplace of modern civil law. Obviously with the French civil code. If you are interested in studying French civil law, which is very extended, I mean, French civil law is also very practiced in many countries around the world. Well, I believe that there is no better place than Paris to be able, France and Paris to be able to study it. You have proximity with the European capitals. London is 10 hours away, same for Brussels. We are very close to Luxembourg and many European cities as well. You also have great business and networking opportunities in Paris. Paris being an international city, Paris being a city very known for his business activities. You will be able to experience and get very great working opportunity that maybe you won't be able to have in other places. And finally, with regard to our LLM, there is also huge diversity within our students, and we have students from all over the world. Very few are French and even very few are European, so our program is really designed for international students. In that sense, you will be able to discuss, make new friends, of course, with professors, but also students from all parts of the world. Next slide, please, Lucy. About our campus, we have various buildings at Paris Pantheon Assas. All of these buildings are located very closely to each other, and they're all located in the center of Paris. So we'll be able to study in really the center of Paris, is in the center of Paris in very great neighborhoods. At Centre Assas, where will be held most of the classes for the LLMs. You have access, obviously, to Wi-Fi. We have very modern buildings, very modern offices. Library. The library is also very important, and with a large selection of books from various topics. You also have access to different library within the Centre Pantheon, which is the historical building of our university. And obviously also access to different facilities, cafeteria, gym room, sorry, and all the various possibilities for you because it's a very sport-friendly environment. And we believe that our building and all of our facilities are designed for students in order to create perfect atmosphere for studying. Thank you, Lucy. Next slide, please. Finally, maybe if we can talk about the budget and the cost of living here in Paris. With regard to the university, you have to pay 80 euros for application fees, and the tuition fees for the LLM International Business Law is 17,000 euro, to which you will add 243 euro for your administrative registration. And for the LLM awards, you won't have any administrative registration fees, but the degree in itself costs 20,000 euro. With regard to the living expenses here in Paris, accommodation. You can find a room, or you can find a studio from €400 to €800, depending on your choice of accommodation. With regard to food, we have considered that €200 is very good for food shopping at the grocery store. With the €200 per month, all of this all of your food needs will be completely satisfied. And for transportation, you can count on €75 per month, to which, and it's not written here on our presentation, but if you're under 26 year old, you can also have you will also be able to pay only half of it, so €37 per month if you are under 26 year old, and if you are a student, which will be the case if you study in our university. So if you are a student, you will only pay €36 per month. Finally, you know that your student visa will allow you to work part-time. Internships are absolutely allowed during our program. There is a specific requirement for it, but know that it's perfectly possible for you to do an internship during your study here. I think I'm done. I don't know, our next slide, I think it's up to you now, Lucy. Yes, thank you very much for your attention. And now it's your turn, Lucy, to tell us about the Singapore program. Thank you.
Thank you, Bilal, and thank you for staying with us. And we're going to discuss about what we are offering at in Singapore. So in Singapore, actually, we do have the same program, the LLM degree, and which my colleague just presented. And the only particularity I would say is the fact that Singapore is actually a common law country. So when we have our professors coming from France, and they will be sharing on the maybe the European sides of the law, our local practitioners will be sharing the practice of the common law, giving you both sides of the coin. All right. Why Singapore? What we thought was interesting for us to open a campus in Singapore. Singapore could be compared to the Switzerland of Asia. You actually, you being in Southeast Asia, maybe you're actually from Singapore. You are probably quite familiar with the small state of the Singapore. So I'm not going to delve too long on that. But yes, just that you know that it's a great place for work opportunities. Every year we have students who pursue the LLM degree, their masters here in Singapore, with the intention to work and find a job and work in Singapore, and they do manage to successfully convert their student pass into a work permit. So it is a fantastic opportunity if you are seeking a job in the little red dot here in Southeast Asia. It's also a hub for travel, so it's very easy to explore the region while staying in Singapore. It's also a very safe place to be. And I would say the opportunities to meet people here, to network, and to, of course, create friendships with the local cohort is a great opportunity for long-term business contacts. Right. So our campus actually is within the INSEAD campus. So for those who are not familiar, INSEAD is one of the first business school in the world, and so they are hosting us on the campus, and it's great facilities, and you'll be able to meet the MBA students as well over there. Another opportunity for you to network, and it's a very modern campus with what you could expect, including a gym and including a restaurant, a bar, and yeah, it's a fantastic place to study. Our cohort is mostly a combination of French students and Singaporean-based students, or maybe students from the region, experienced lawyers, professionals. So it's a bit of a mature cohort. And of course, I would say most of our students have previous work experience. The budget could be quite similar to Paris. So I'm just going to skip that part, except if you want to know more about it, we can discuss it later. How to apply to this program. So if you're interested to apply, first of all, I will encourage you to get in touch with the people who are responsible for each campus. So if you intend to study in Paris, get in touch with Bilal. If you are interested to study in Dubai or Mauritius, we will give you the contacts as well of who to contact. And if you are interested to study in Singapore, you can reach out to me. But basically, these are the list of the documents you need to prepare. It's a very straightforward application. It's online, and we will give you an answer within two working weeks. In Singapore, besides the LM degree, we also offer a summer school. So the summer school takes place in July. So the summer school is intended to bachelor students and further. So these are short 2 weeks programs that also take place on our campus. In this case, we bring 2 faculty, one professor who will be specialized in law, and one professor who is specialized in economics, and they will both give you the dual perspectives on I would say, modern matters. So the first one we have in July will be on carbon pricing policies, environmental studies. And the second one would be end of July will be on artificial intelligence. So we're not talking about IT or anything like that. It's more about what issues, what are the consequences of this emerging technology from a legal and an economics perspective. So so if you're interested to attend these short programs, you can reach out to me. Besides the summer school, we also have executive education. So these are short programs, maybe 3 half days. They are mostly meant for professionals or active lawyers. And we pace them all around the year. You can attend them in person in Singapore. You can also attend these courses online. So this for 2023 will be touching on finance. We'll be touching on, I would say, settlement of international investment disputes is something similar to the notion of arbitration and mediation for or how to deal with issues of transnational issues of a major scale. And mergers and acquisition in technology would be basically M&A focused on buying and purchasing a company in Asia who's holding a piece of technology. So 3 great lectures as well, all local days in Singapore that you can meet during these programs. Right, so we are reaching the conclusion of our presentation. So we're on that slide, which we're going to leave open for you. You can see the contact details for each of the campuses. So once again, today we presented you Assas International, which is the international branch of Universite Paris Pantheon Assas. We did not present the French programs. The programs are taught in French. We only presented the programs that are taught in English. If you are interested for other types of programs, please let us know in the chat what level, or maybe if you already have an idea of a subject, then maybe we can share more details that we didn't cover during this presentation. I've been informed that you are able to type your questions in the chat box, and if you do have any questions, feel free to drop them in the chat box. And we also have questions for you to understand more about who is attending this presentation. So if you can let us know if you are looking for programs either in Paris or overseas, or if you're looking for programs in French language or in English language, or a bachelor degree or maybe a master degree, so that we can prepare better for the next time. Okay, in the meantime, I saw that one of the persons here was looking for an undergrad program, Miss Chanel, and I see this person is no longer in the chat room, realizing that we won't be covering undergrad programs, but I can give you more details about that. In the fact that when it comes to bachelor degrees, all the bachelor degrees offered in Paris are in French language, and you will be required to have a B2 level in French, at least, if you intend to apply for a bachelor degree. We also have an online bachelor degree as well. We call it la licence numérique, which will allow you to start your degree from overseas and maybe plan for the second or third year in France. It's quite a popular program. We have about 1,000 students who start this bachelor every year. If you are looking for a bachelor degree in English language, then you may look into what we do in Mauritius Island and the Mauritius campus, which is a fantastic bachelor degree because not only it opens you the opportunity to become a lawyer in Mauritius, but if you study one more year, you also open the door to become a lawyer as a solicitor in the UK or in France.
Well, maybe if you do not have a question now, do not hesitate to write our contacts and to reach out to us. Maybe later, we are available by, of course, by email, and if you want to call us, it's also something that is possible.
Well, thank you everyone for attending this presentation. Since there are no other questions, I think we were gonna end the presentation for now.
Thank you again.
Feel free to take a picture or a screenshot of the slide that is visible on the screen, and yeah, Bilal.
Thank you again. Again, do not hesitate to contact us. And voila, I would say.
Thank you, and good luck for your studies.
Goodbye.
Bye.